Good day, everyone. Buenos dias, sabah khair. Welcome back to my channel for another edition of Collective Tarot. Today is November 19th, 2022. The moon is waning crescent in Libra. Today, we are preparing for the new moon on November 23rd. We are going to be using the Egyptian Lenormand deck today, and I have a new oracle card deck for you today. For additional guidance, we have the clairvoyant reading cards. Very excited to use this deck. The messages were quite clear, and so I really appreciate that. And I'll be also reading from the book with that one. Okay, so let us begin. I invite you all to ground down as we call in the ancestors and spirit guides of all those watching to give guidance and direction for November 19th, 2022. What are the messages that you need to hear for November 19th, 2022? Please answer this question in the name of the Most High. Ashe. Now let's prepare the oracle card deck. Ancestors, ancient spirit guides, ascended masters, please give us your guidance today, November 19th, 2022, for all those who are watching. What is the message that everyone needs to hear on this day? Please answer this question in the name of the Most High. Ashe. Okay, let's get into it. 5-card Lenormand Tarot spread. Okay. Interesting day ahead. Okay. All right, let's start, right? Let's flip the oracle card. Interesting. Okay, so first card here, we have the anchor. Okay, the anchor represents a temporary period of time or transition. This anchor is underwater. Okay, so there are a lot of emotions at play with this waiting period. I don't know if anyone's waiting on something, but there are emotions that come with waiting: patience, impatience. But then it's followed by the Priestess card. Now, in the Lenormand Tarot deck, there are 2 women cards. There is the Goddess, and then there's the Priestess. The Priestess is going to be someone who is a little bit more spiritual, okay? They're a significant woman in your life. It could either be you, or it could be a significant woman in your life who is quite spiritual. Okay, then we have the sarcophagus or the coffin for endings or transitions. Okay, and we have the scroll. The scroll represents a letter. This is a letter, so some sort of message coming in, document, text message, email, for instance. Then we have the snake card. The snake represents secrets, tension, jealousy, okay? Slyness. Let's say that. Okay, so to me, this message seems pretty short and clear. So I'm reading this in 2 different ways, okay? The first way, this feels like it could be related to any men out there who have been in a transition time with a woman, a significant woman in your life. Maybe things have been ambiguous, okay, with this woman. For some reason, you two may be in separation or not really talking to each other. It does feel like that is the connection with this woman is near its end. It could end today. And I'm so sorry about that. Also, because there could be a lot of emotion within that. Okay. Now it seems like it's happening over a text message, right? Like you're getting some sort of text message, email, like something happens like in a DM or something like that. Okay. Now this could be if you're a man, but this is also if you relate to women in that way. Let's say it could be, let's say you are like you're a woman or you identify as a woman. I don't know if there's been a issue going on with a friend of yours. Okay, you've been not speaking to a friend, not speaking to a woman of significance that maybe they're spiritual. They could be religious or spiritual. They tend to pray a lot, or they're into spirituality in some way, where they could be into tarot, they could be into astrology, or they could just simply pray. Like this is someone who handles their emotions or addresses their emotions with spirituality. Okay, now if you've been in some sort of disagreement, there's some issue here of like tension, jealousy, secrets, like you two are not transparent with each other. So whether this is a friend or this is like a lover, right, you two have not been talking to each other. There's been a lot of tension that's unsaid, unspoken. Maybe you've been waiting to talk to this person. There's been a period of time that you've given yourself before speaking to this person, but it does feel like the connection sort of feels over, right? And then you're sending a text message, maybe to confirm. But even in this text message here, okay, there's a lack of transparency, right? Even within that text message. It, the letter itself can be an important opportunity for closure. Because this connection is coming to an end, right, with this friend or this lover, it's important to think about, how do you want this to end, right? How do you want to let go? Because the snake can also, even though this represents tension, secrets, and jealousy, the snake can also strike, right? The snake can also, be quite harsh. And you can really ask yourself, is that necessary? Like, is it necessary to be harsh or sharp with your words? Okay. There's another message here that I'm getting for, those who identify as women. This is for another group of people, right? So for some of you, right, you could be that spiritual woman, right? Maybe this is not about your friend who's spiritual. You could be that spiritual woman, okay? Maybe you've been going through a transition into a new phase in your life. a transition into like better waters, calm waters. If you look at the anchor, this anchor has already settled into the water. Okay, we have, the, I guess, seaweed floating in the background, but the anchor is already settled. And this is what you want in your life. You want this opportunity to settle, to have some stability in your life. And with the coffin, that coffin is going to represent a close. This transition is coming to fruition, and you're not going back. The coffin is a permanent ending. Okay, there's two ways to describe endings and separations. There's the sheath, the scythe, and then there's the coffin. Coffins are permanent. And if you look here, there's two eyes here, the eyes of Horus. There's two of them. The transition is complete. Horus, I believe he lost his eye in battle with Set, and here, the coffin being buried, there's two eyes here. Two eyes for you to see clearly the path forward. Your intuition is growing. There's a lot of eyes, like paying attention to the eyes. Even just looking at the eyes in the priestess, her makeup is done, elaborate. And then she's got this elaborate jewelry with the eye of Horus. There's eyes on the coffin. There's an eye of Horus on the letter. This transition is complete. You're not going back. Don't go back to what has caused you discomfort. Don't go back there, okay? That is over, okay? You're transitioning out. You're very uncomfortable. There's something about the line starting with the anchor. There is discomfort. And discomfort is for everyone, no matter the message. There was discomfort. Whether you're ending a connection with someone, whether you're going through this transition, it was very uncomfortable for you to step away from something that has been hurting you, that has been causing you discomfort. The time now it's not to go back. Do not go backwards, okay? The coffin feels like internally you're not going back. There's a decision here. It's not even just about the conscious choice of will you or will you not. It's also about, like, I'm refusing, okay? On a subconscious level, I know that this is over for me. And with endings come new beginnings, okay? So if this is about a personal transformation, for instance, okay, you could be like receiving messages from the past that remind you of the situation that you're disconnecting from. So describing that in three ways. If you're a guy, you identify as if you are dating a woman, if this is a lover, you could feel that this is completely over, and then you can receive a message, a text message from the past, okay, from this person. If this is not a lover, if this is a friend, for instance, you could feel like the connection is over with that friend and still receive this text message. So also, to put that caveat, you could feel this urge to text them, but the coffin is saying not to go back, okay? If this is about a personal transformation and you are the spiritual woman, there's a situation that has come to an end and you're receiving some sort of news about that. Okay, news from the past, like lingering energy, and you're really uncomfortable about that. Okay, with that snake card, it's like you don't want to open up. Whatever message that's coming in, whether it's a person from a past, a situation from a past, you don't want to open up. There's like tension. You're very cautious, right? The snake goes around the obstacles. Very cautious about how you respond to this, how you express yourself. Okay, you're not saying everything. You're sort of keeping your thoughts secret. Right? The snake represents secrets. You're keeping these thoughts to yourself. You're there might be a little bit of sort of like sharp energy. You might feel this need actually to argue, little disagreements with the snake. Maybe the text message that comes in has a little bit of, trying to draw you into an argument, draw you into disagreement. This is not major. It's just the sense that, like, oh, how dare they, right? Like, it's not a major argument. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to be drawn into this, okay? It's more of this sense of, like, how dare they speak to me like this? How dare they? I mean, there could be ignoring of emotions. Ignore my emotions. Ignore what I've said. I just feel unacknowledged. If it's a situation feeling really unacknowledged, how dare they, right? And so you could feel into that snake energy. Oh, it's just like, F them, right? Like, and want to argue and disagree, but you don't have to. Okay, you don't have to. I actually see that you might avoid the disagreement with the snake. The snake is very, like, maybe avoidance and keeping things to themselves. Okay, interestingly enough, in alignment with this scroll card from the clairvoyant reading deck is messages. Okay, this is an oracle card. I'm not pulling your chain. The oracle card is messages. There's a letter of significance that is going to spark emotion here. Okay. Now, when I'm combining the symbology within the messages card, here there's an angel in the background that's bringing in a feather, like a sign from the universe. You could get signs from the past today, okay? Signs from the past about, situations. To me, the Lenormand spread says situations that are over and have completed. But you can just get signs from the past that spark emotion, signs from whatever you're leaving behind, the person that you're leaving behind. You could get signs about that person. Maybe it might not even be a text message. Actually, when I see this feather here, it might even be like you see a story on Instagram, or like a story on social media, or some sort of sign about this person from the past. And you may even feel connected to the sign. Like, whatever you see about that person, you feel connected. Like, oh, is this about me? Or I remember that. It brings up like nostalgia. Like, it brings up the situation that you're leaving behind. And it could spark emotion, okay? But you might choose not to say anything, right? With that snake, you may choose to just keep private. Okay, so let's see what the book has to tell us with the messages card. Okay, it says one of your angels or spirit guides is now trying to make contact with you. It may be that you are already aware of, or a new friend that you are soon going to meet. Take a moment to consider the areas in your life that you have been seeking guidance on recently. Then affirm to your angels and spirit guides, yes, I am ready for the answer now. There are numerous ways in which you could receive the answer, such as receiving a sign that seems positive to you, like seeing a rainbow or finding a feather. Lyrics from a certain song jump out of you, even though you may have heard that song many times before. Through the process of automatic writing, write your question down in a notebook and carry that notebook around with you until you get a flash of inspiration that guides you to write the answer you need. You may receive a message, feeling, or image while you meditate. You can even use this deck of cards or another form of intuitive oracle, such as runes, to bring you your answer. And last, but certainly not least, your angels and guides may use another person, possibly even a complete stranger, to deliver that helpful message to you. This is one of the most common ways that the universe communicates with us, but we often miss it because we are looking for some sort of miraculous source to bring us the information. Anyone in your life at any time can be the bringer of great wisdom. The art of perceiving and receiving messages and guidance is to not read too much into every little thing. Don't go out looking for the answer or trying to make it happen. Contemplate your situation, put your question or request out there clearly, and then forget about it and get on with your day. The real message is the one that makes you sit up and take notice when you least expect it. Okay, interesting. Okay, so when I'm combining that message, I'm still hearing, what was there before, but even on a positive note, okay, you could be receiving, if you've lost a friend, if you've lost maybe like a lover, okay, you could be receiving a message from someone new. You are taking the position of the snake, so maybe because of how the situation ended, or maybe it's just because it is coming to an end, this new message, this new person coming into your life, you could be a little bit on guard or secretive at first. Okay, and maybe that's just day number one. Maybe you're meeting someone new today. Maybe if you're dating, you're messaging someone new today. If you've been going out, like maybe you've lost a friend, you're meeting, possibly a new friend today. Okay. You can also, if you're going through any pain about the loss of someone in your life, you could be receiving messages from spirit as well. But the signs and messages from spirit maybe come in subtly. Okay. They're coming in subtly, and it doesn't mean that you reach out to this person. There's something about that coffin in the middle of the spread. I don't think you can. Something like over about that. Okay. Well, that was the reading for today. I hope it was helpful. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you next time. Bye.